Chosen one, have you ever paused in the middle of the night and felt a subtle but unshakable certainty that something monumental was on its way? Perhaps you found yourself fully awake at 3 a.m., eyes open, heart pounding with no clear reason. If so, trust that this restlessness is not a random event. You are being called. A divine beacon is signaling that you have crossed a threshold, passed a rigorous test of life, and are now poised for the final step. This step is not a casual milestone. It is the culmination of countless trials, heartbreaks, revelations, and victories, both large and small, that have shaped you into the soul you are today. It's as though every moment of pain, every tear, every glimmer of hope has been a puzzle piece, waiting for this precise hour to complete the masterpiece of your destiny. For many, 3 a.m. is merely an inconvenient time associated with restlessness or insomnia. But for you, it's an invitation, a hush that descends upon the world, clearing the noise so you can hear the voice of the universe with pristine clarity. During the day, your mind is crowded by obligations and distractions. However, in the stillness before dawn, divine messages can slip into your consciousness with little resistance. This is why ancient seekers across cultures woke before sunrise to meditate, pray, or receive revelations about their next steps. You have joined their ranks, whether by intention or by necessity, because the universe has observed your journey, recognized your perseverance, and deemed you ready to stand on the threshold of new possibilities. Some might doubt whether they truly passed. After all, the world hardly hands out medals for spiritual battles or emotional endurance. It's easy to minimize your struggles, to tell yourself that you're no different from anyone else. But look deeper. Your scars are not random. They are testimonies to the storms you've weathered. The heartbreak you survived was not in vain. It taught you empathy and sharpened your discernment. The dead ends and failures weren't final judgments on your worth. They were forging within you a resilience that many never attain. This quiet fortitude glows within you now, marking you as chosen, someone who has not allowed the darkness to extinguish their inner light. Do you realize what a triumph that is? Think of how many falter, losing faith and surrendering their dreams. You refused to buckle, you carried on. In doing so, you proved, whether you know it or not, that you hold within you the makings of greatness. That is why the universe is whispering, stay ready at 3 a.m. You have emerged from the trial, scarred but unbroken, and something astonishing awaits your final agreement. How do you know that 3 a.m. is truly your appointed hour? You might sense it in the subtle synchronicities swirling around you. Numbers like 111, 222, or 333 might appear on your phone, on receipts, or in random glimpses. Maybe you hear the same phrase repeated in different contexts, or feel a stirring in your spirit whenever you pray or reflect. Pay attention to these clues. They are like breadcrumbs leading you through a labyrinth, letting you know you're on the right path. Each sign you encounter is a gentle nudge from a realm just beyond your 5 senses, beckoning you to remain vigilant. When you notice these signals, do not dismiss them. Thank the universe and let your gratitude vibrate through your body, anchoring you more firmly to this path of revelation. You may worry that staying awake or alert at 3 a.m. will disturb your daily routines. But consider this. Transformation does not often conform to our schedules. Rarely does destiny knock on our door between 9 and 5, or at a time we carefully penciled into our planner. The universe reveals itself when we least expect it, precisely to break through our complacency. In the hush of early morning, your rational mind is subdued, your soul more tender to whispers of truth. If your eyelids flutter open at that hour, don't grumble about lost sleep. Instead, smile to yourself and think, I am being summoned. Then use that time, even if it's just a few minutes, to listen. Some nights you may be prompted to pray. Other nights you'll want to journal or simply gaze at the darkness, letting your thoughts unravel. You might be surprised at the clarity or inspiration that greets you. This invitation to stay ready at 3 a.m. is not for everyone. The universe does not waste time on idle hearts. It focuses on those who have proven their commitment. You, the one who could have walked away, who could have given in to cynicism or despair, but instead chose to hope again and again. When the storms roared, you didn't flee. When life felt like it was crushing you, you found courage you never knew you had. That's no small feat. It's the hallmark of someone the universe can trust with bigger assignments, deeper mysteries, and more profound blessings. And now, the next piece is slotting into place, the final step. Once you walk through this door, you will not be the same person who went to sleep the night before. Something within you will shift irreversibly, and you'll sense it in the core of your being. Let's reflect for a moment on the nature of passing this test. It didn't come labeled as an exam with neat instructions telling you exactly what to do. No, it came masked in everyday life, possibly disguised as repeated heartbreaks or unrelenting challenges in your career, or waves of self-doubt that threatened to drown your spirit. Like a labyrinth, it tested your will, your faith, your kindness, your sense of worth. You might have gone months, even years, feeling like you had no progress or direction, only to realize now, in retrospect, that you were being shaped for something extraordinary. When you finally turned that corner, when you said to yourself, "No matter what, I refuse to quit on my dreams," that is when you unknowingly passed. Think of it as unlocking the final door in a series of hidden rooms. The universe observed your final push and nodded in approval. Now, because you have proven yourself, the universe will accelerate your unfolding. You might notice that what used to take months or years now happens in weeks or even days. Opportunities you never considered start lining up, and people who can help you arrive, seemingly out of nowhere. It's not magic in the sense of a fairy tale. Rather, it's the divine mathematics of alignment. Your inner readiness meets the universe's perfect timing. People call it synchronicity, destiny, or even grace. The label doesn't matter. What matters is that it's real, and it's here for you. The 3 a.m. prompt is a way to keep you in that alignment, to keep you from missing the wave. Imagine a surfer paddling out into the ocean. They watch the sets roll in, and when a wave comes, they must commit fully to catch it. If they hesitate or second-guess themselves, they'll be left behind. You, chosen one, are that surfer. A monumental wave is about to break, and your final step is to catch it. The hush of 3 a.m. readies you to perceive the wave's approach. Let's make this more concrete with an everyday example. A single parent struggling to make ends meet, juggling multiple responsibilities, could be you or someone you know. They sense they're meant for more. Maybe they have a passion for writing or a business idea simmering on the back burner. Life, however, has weighed them down with bills, with a sense that they must put their dreams aside. Yet late at night, especially around 3 a.m., a soft calling resonates in their mind. Try, start, believe. Perhaps they wake up with a burst of inspiration, or find themselves scribbling ideas while the children sleep. Little by little, these quiet hours become the womb of innovation. They complete a draft of a novel, or they outline a business plan, or they network with an online community. Then, seemingly out of the blue, a friend introduces them to a publisher, or a small social media post gains unexpected traction. The once impossible dream blossoms. That is how it happens, not with fanfare or big announcements, but in the stillness where new seeds germinate. The universe guided them to 3 a.m. so they could listen without the weight of daytime judgments. As you stand at your own threshold, do not underestimate the power of letting go of what no longer serves you. The final step can be hindered by clinging to old patterns, relationships, or mindsets that have expired in their usefulness. Often, as we step into higher callings, we discover that certain attachments weigh us down like anchors. Letting go can be painful, especially when you've invested time and heart in these connections. Yet, deep within, you know that some ties must be released to free you for your next chapter. Do so with compassion. Forgiveness is a mighty key, whether for yourself or for others. By releasing resentment, guilt, or anger, you create a sacred space in your heart for new blessings. Think of it like clearing out a garden. You remove the old, dead plants and weeds so that fresh seeds can take root. Clutter blocks the flow of energy. The 3 a.m. calling often includes a silent inventory session, your soul gently revealing what must go so that you can receive what's to come. Once you embrace this, you'll find your perspective shifting drastically. Instead of feeling victimized by hardships, you'll see them as catalysts for growth. Instead of dwelling on regrets, you'll glean the wisdom they offered. Instead of fearing the unknown, you'll view it with a thrill of anticipation, knowing that every closed door was actually guiding you toward the right one. This shift in mindset is essential for stepping across that final threshold. The universe invests in those who are open to redemption and renewal. By acknowledging the ways in which you have grown, you effectively tell the cosmic powers, "I am prepared for more. I have learned my lessons. I will be a wise steward of the blessings entrusted to me." That readiness is what unlocks the storehouses of abundance, insight, and opportunity that have been waiting for you. Now let's consider the importance of community. Sometimes we imagine the spiritual path as solitary, but no one is an island. Yes, your 3 a.m. awakening is personal, but it can also be shared with those who truly support you. If you have a friend or mentor who resonates with this journey, confide in them. Speak openly about the changes you sense brewing in your life. It takes courage to be vulnerable, but that vulnerability can become the bridge that connects hearts. If you find yourself isolated because others don't understand, do not lose hope. Trust that the universe will draw into your orbit those who can walk with you. Even online spaces or local gatherings might yield at least one soul who sees your light and encourages it. Having at least one person who can celebrate your breakthroughs and ground you when challenges arise is a potent blessing. Still, the call remains deeply individual. At 3 a.m., no one else can stand in your place. The universe knocks on your door specifically. Whether or not your partner, friends, or family hear a similar knock is irrelevant to your path. Each soul has its own timeline. If you sense friction or skepticism from those around you, hold compassion for them, but do not let their doubts poison your conviction. They haven't walked in your shoes or carried your burdens. They haven't felt the subtle shifts that have guided you to this point. Indeed, the final step is not a group event. It is an intimately personal crossing that you must choose for yourself. When you do cross, your transformation often has a ripple effect on everyone in your circle, even if they don't consciously recognize it. Now is an excellent moment to reaffirm your readiness. If you haven't already done so, comment 777 below. Let it be your digital signature that you are one of the chosen, that you stand in agreement with the universe about this final step. Symbolism matters. Just as wedding rings or academic diplomas serve as outward signs of profound commitments, your comment is a small but meaningful gesture that says, "I accept my calling." Words carry power, and actions even more so. Sometimes we need tangible acts that anchor the intangible shifts in our hearts. By writing 777, you're making a statement that you claim your inheritance as someone who has passed the test and is prepared for the next phase. Let's delve deeper into the nature of passing. Although you've cleared a spiritual or emotional hurdle, that doesn't mean future challenges vanish. Life will continue to test you, but you approach these trials differently. Once you truly grasp that you are chosen, you don't wilt at the first sign of adversity. Instead, you recognize adversity as a tool for further refinement. You find solutions more readily, maintain composure under pressure, and keep your faith intact despite the chaos around you. That's not to say you won't have human moments of frustration or sadness, but underneath them, you carry a deep-seated trust that you're held by something greater, and that your path is still unfolding as it should. In fact, post-3 a.m. breakthroughs can often bring new responsibilities. When blessings increase, so does the need to steward them wisely. This might manifest as taking on a leadership role or becoming a mentor to those who look up to you. It might mean you now have resources, material, emotional, or spiritual, that can benefit others, and the universe nudges you to share. Remember, blessings multiply when circulated. Think of it as a divine economy where generosity begets abundance. If you hoard your gifts or cling to them out of fear, you constrict the flow that brought them to you in the first place. Conversely, giving from a grateful and trusting heart expands your capacity to receive. It's a beautiful cycle. By passing your test, you've been entrusted with more, not just for you, but for the ripple effect of goodness you can create. One common pitfall to watch for is complacency. After crossing a significant threshold, some individuals become complacent, thinking they've arrived. But the spiritual journey is ongoing. Each level of growth eventually presents new lessons, deeper revelations. The final step we speak of is final in the sense that it's the end of an old chapter, but it also marks the start of a new, more advanced volume of your life story. If you notice yourself slipping into old habits, fear, procrastination, self-sabotage, gently but firmly refocus. Draw upon the same faith and courage that carried you here. Remind yourself that you're not the same person you were months or years ago. This new stage requires your continued willingness to evolve. Sometimes people ask, why 3 a.m.? Couldn't the universe send messages during more convenient hours? The truth is that revelation frequently arrives in the quiet. When your logical defenses are down and the everyday world has grown silent, Spirit doesn't operate on our schedule. It calls when it knows we are most receptive, and 3 a.m. often catches you in a state between the dream realm and full alertness. Your mind is open in a unique way, less cluttered by to-do lists, arguments, social pressures. If you are awakened at that hour, it might be because your spirit is primed to receive downloads of information or insight you wouldn't otherwise catch. Even if you're not physically awakened, 3 a.m. can symbolize the metaphysical instance when your transformation locks into place, like the final puzzle piece that snaps in, revealing the complete picture. So honor that symbolism. Even if you keep resting physically, your soul might be doing important work at that time. Let's take a moment to discuss the emotional dimension of stepping across the final threshold. Feelings of unworthiness may surface. Old memories might pop up, telling you you're not good enough or that you've failed too many times in the past. Recognize these as final echoes of the old version of you. Acknowledge them, but do not engage with them. Instead, reaffirm your identity as someone who has grown, learned, and proven themselves worthy through perseverance and sincerity. Each time a negative memory arises, counter it with gratitude for the lesson it taught you. For instance, if a memory of a past rejection surfaces, remind yourself that it pushed you to develop resilience. If a memory of a humiliating loss resurfaces, recall how you used that experience to refine your strategy or deepen your empathy. You are not the sum total of your mistakes. You are the sum total of the wisdom you've extracted from them. To further enrich your readiness, consider weaving small yet potent rituals into your daily routine. In the morning, perhaps you take a moment to stand near a window, eyes closed, feeling the sunlight on your face as you affirm, I am open to my highest path. I trust the universe to guide my every step. Before bedtime, you might express gratitude for at least 3 blessings from the day, no matter how small or mundane they seem. This rewires your mind toward abundance and positivity. And if you do wake at 3 a.m., hold no resentment for the interruption. Instead, treat it as a sacred alarm set by the universe. Reflect quietly, pray, or simply breathe deeply, letting any messages or insights flow without judgment. Another area to address is physical well-being. As you approach this final step, your body may also show signs of transformation. You could experience unusual bursts of energy, or conversely, sudden fatigue as your system recalibrates. You might be drawn to change your diet, discovering certain foods no longer resonate with you, Or you might feel an urge to engage in yoga, martial arts, or some physical practice that aligns body and mind. Honor these nudges. The physical vessel is part of your total being. When it's in harmony, you become a more tuned receiver for divine signals. Ignoring the body's wisdom can dull your sensitivity to higher guidance. So pay attention to how you feel after different activities. If something drains you, consider why. If something revitalizes you, incorporate it more fully. Remember, stepping onto a final threshold is a momentous event, but not necessarily a public spectacle. You could feel a wave of peace at 3:07 a.m. or get an intuitive hit that clarifies a major decision. You might even weep tears of relief or joy, yet the world around you remains oblivious. It's okay if there's no outward fanfare. The real fireworks occur in your spirit, in that subtle shift from doubt to knowing. Maybe you'll share it with close friends, maybe you'll keep it private, but either way, your reality changes in that instant. In the subsequent days or weeks, you'll notice your external circumstances mirroring that internal shift. People might approach you with new offers, or you may find yourself in the right place at the right time for an opportunity that once seemed out of reach. These outward signs are confirmations, but the metamorphosis truly began within. Some might wonder if they have to be awake at 3 a.m. to receive the blessing. Not necessarily. The call to stay ready is both literal and metaphorical. Literally, you might sense a compulsion to be up at that hour, and that's powerful if it resonates with you. Metaphorically, it's about maintaining a posture of readiness, a vigilance of spirit. You could be fast asleep and still be spiritually attuned to shift at that hour. Dreams can be a conduit for messages. If you recall vivid or meaningful dreams upon waking, record them. If your dream showed you unlocking a door or crossing a bridge or meeting a guide, reflect on its symbolic significance. The universe often speaks in metaphor during dreams. By staying open and attuned, you can glean exactly what you need. In any case, do not let fear overshadow your excitement. Fear may whisper, "What if you fail again?" Or "What if this final step leads nowhere?" But you already triumphed over so many adversities to reach this stage. Why would the universe bring you this far only to abandon you now? Surrender that fear. Fear is a vestige of the old mindset that believed everything hinged on your sole effort. Now you understand that there's a divine intelligence orchestrating events, weaving connections, and clearing blockages. Yes, your cooperation is required, but you're not doing it alone. You're co-creating with a force infinitely wiser and more loving than your conscious mind can fathom. That is what being chosen truly means. You are collaborating with cosmic destiny to bring forth something beautiful, not just for yourself, but for the world you touch. At times, you might feel compelled to share your experiences with others as a source of inspiration or hope. That's wonderful. Testimonies can spark transformations in people who hear them. But discernment is crucial. Some hearts are open, ready to celebrate and learn. Others are closed, threatened by anything that challenges their comfort zone. Don't waste energy trying to prove your journey to skeptics. Share where you feel led and release outcomes. If your story touches even one soul and encourages them to heed their own call, you've done something deeply meaningful. Resist the urge to argue or defend. Your life's fruit will speak louder than any debate. In time, the same people who doubted you may circle back, curious about how you changed so profoundly. Show them kindness and grace, remembering you once struggled to believe in miracles too. After crossing the final step, be mindful of something called post-transformation blues. Sometimes, after a high point, like a long-awaited success or spiritual breakthrough, a lull can follow. You may feel a subtle letdown, wondering, now what? This is normal. Humans are cyclical beings. After intense spiritual or emotional activation, the psyche may seek rest or integration. When that happens, practice gentleness. Journal your feelings, pray for continued guidance, and let your soul breathe. Soon enough, a new direction or purpose will emerge. The universe rarely wastes your potential. Once you integrate the lessons from your final step, you'll be guided toward applying them in fresh endeavors, relationships, or creative projects. Patience with yourself is key. If at any moment you sense confusion creeping in, remember your anchor. You have passed the test. The universe entrusted you with knowledge and clarity that many do not attain. You are not operating from a place of guesswork. You carry an inner compass that has been recalibrated by struggle, faith, and revelation. When doubts arise, recall the times you overcame the impossible. Let gratitude lead you back to trust. Sometimes a short walk under the stars can rekindle your cosmic perspective, or a heartfelt conversation with someone who truly sees your growth can remind you how far you've come. Even rereading old journal entries might show you how your mindset has evolved. These simple acts keep you rooted in truth, preventing any backsliding into old insecurities. Meanwhile, do not be surprised if a surge of creative energy surges through you. After a major spiritual passage, the mind often teems with new ideas. Projects that once felt stalled might flow effortlessly. Expressions you never considered, painting, dancing, writing, may beckon. Give yourself permission to explore them. Creativity is not limited to the arts. It's also the capacity to see possibilities in business, family, community, or any realm of life. It's the spirit of innovation that seeds solutions. The universe thrives on creation, and now that you're in sync, your imagination can become a gateway for brilliant, life-changing concepts. If you feel the urge to sketch designs, outline a novel, start a non-profit, or pivot your career entirely, listen. That nudge might be the universe steering you toward your next grand chapter. And remember, staying ready at 3 a.m. can also mean staying open throughout the day. The symbolism of 3 a.m. stands for the ephemeral moment when the veil is thin, but you carry that readiness into every waking hour. You might be driving to work at 2 p.m. and suddenly get a flash of insight reminiscent of the hush at 3 a.m. Or you could be at the gym, and a solution to a problem you've been grappling with for months simply clicks. Why? Because you've trained your subconscious and spirit to remain alert, flexible, and eager to embrace revelations. That's the deeper meaning of stay ready. No matter the hour, you remain a vessel into which the universe can pour its guidance. Now, let's address one final aspect, the ripple effect of your transformation. By crossing this threshold, you not only change your life, but also influence the energies around you. Family members might feel inspired to heal their own wounds. Co-workers might become curious about your new sense of peace or confidence. Strangers might sense a positive aura in your presence. You become a walking testament to what's possible when a soul refuses to stay defeated. The transformation of one can uplift many. This is why you were tested so rigorously, because the universe needed to be sure you had the integrity and depth to handle the ripple effect responsibly. It's not about ego or self-aggrandizement, it's about service. Your light can guide others out of their darkness, provided you maintain humility and compassion. Chosen one, we circle back to the same gentle invitation. If this resonates with you, if your heart races with recognition, comment 777 below. Then, let the universe handle the rest. You have already fulfilled the hardest part, passing. Now you align yourself for receiving. Surrender to the wave that's on its way, and trust that your final step will occur in perfect timing. Whether it unfolds through a whispered moment at 3 a.m. or a sudden shift in broad daylight, you are prepared. Remember, the universe orchestrates these events with a wisdom that surpasses human understanding. Stay open, stay humble, and stay expectant. In the coming days, watch how your life begins to rearrange itself, revealing opportunities and breakthroughs that match your new vibration. When the moment comes, whether you literally find yourself awake at 3 a.m. or find your spirit awakened at a symbolic 3 a.m. in your life, take a breath and say, I am ready. I have passed. I step forward now without hesitation. That single declaration can unlock doors you didn't even know existed. You might feel an electric tingle or an overwhelming calm, Or you might just sense a subtle certainty that something has changed irrevocably. From there, move forward with your usual routines, but carry that internal shift within you. Before you know it, you'll see external proof that your final step was real. A phone call offering an unbelievable opportunity, a chance encounter with a future ally, a green light on a project that had been stalled. These are outward confirmations that your internal passage has taken hold. Even as you revel in new blessings, remain grounded in gratitude. Each day, whisper a quiet thank you to the forces that guided you, to the angels, the ancestors, the universe, whatever name resonates with you. That gratitude is a shield against arrogance and a magnet for continued favor. Also, keep in mind that cycles repeat. Another time may come in the future when you face new tests. But because of what you've learned now, you'll handle them with far more wisdom and composure. This final step is far from the end. It's an initiation into a higher plane of living, where the soul's language becomes clearer and synchronicities become part of your normal experience. In that place, fear loses much of its hold, because you know, deep in your bones, that you are guided by something ineffable, yet undeniably real. So yes, rest if you must, but keep that lamp of readiness lit within you. If you do awaken at 3 a.m., answer the call with a grateful heart. If, on the other hand, you sense your shift in quiet moments throughout the day, honor that as well. The universe speaks in many voices, but the message remains the same. You have earned this passage, and everything in your history has led you to this crucial hour. Let doubt recede into the background, replaced by the luminous reality of your chosen identity. Fear not the uncertainties ahead. Instead, let anticipation fill the space where anxiety once dwelled. You are stepping into a story that has been authored across time, and your role in it is more vital than you might ever fully comprehend. Chosen one, as we approach the final word of this message, let it echo in your heart. You passed it. You truly did. Stay ready at 3 a.m. or whenever the universe taps you on the shoulder, because your final step is upon you, and it's more glorious than you can imagine. Step forward with faith, eyes open, soul awake. Comment 777 if you dare to seal this moment, and then live each day with the quiet confidence of one who knows a secret, that the universe has personally chosen you and you've proven yourself equal to the calling. The rest will unfold in its own sacred rhythm, ushering you into heights and depths of life that surpass your wildest dreams.